Hello, good afternoon. This is Sports Princess. I apologize for the noise. That's the fish tank behind me. Look, I'm biased, but I am also balanced. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion on why I believe Valentina Shevchenko should be considered the number one pound for pound fighter in the world right now. And here is why. There's three people, or there's a few. We got Amanda Nunes, you got Valentina, Rose maybe. Well, you got Juliana Pena. Rose, I'm not going to put in the as the number one pound for pound. Obviously, she's not. And guys, I don't consider Juliana Pena the number one pound for pound. Did she beat Nunes? Yes, she beat the current bantamweight champ. But I can't consider her the number one pound for pound just because she beat the champ. Just because she beat Nunes. And here's why. Juliana Pena has not accomplished enough to be the number one pound for pound. She has 0 title defenses. She hasn't defended the belt yet. She lost against GDR before and still got a title shot. Obviously, for obvious reasons, because it made more sense to make that fight. But Juliana Pena lost and still lost the fight against GDR, got stopped by GDR. She got stopped. She got choked out. She got choked out and ended up earning a title shot. Not only that, Juliana Pena been out of the game for a while. And, and she's come back, she's seems to be doing pretty good. But I can't consider her the number one pound for pound just because she hasn't accomplished enough. She hasn't fought Holly Holm. She hasn't fought Irene Aldana. She hasn't fought Ketlin Vieira. She hasn't fought... she hasn't accomplished enough for me to consider her the pound for pound. She hasn't beat Miesha Tate. She hasn't fought her yet. There's a lot of fighters she hasn't fought. So she just hasn't accomplished enough. So I can't consider her the pound for pound. Now, Amanda Nunes arguably should still be the number one pound for pound. I don't know. But I feel like this loss, you know what? I don't know if I could argue that. I do consider Valentina right now pound for pound. Here's why. She has had more title defenses in a shorter amount of time than Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes fights like once a year, where Valentina fought at least 2-3 times a year. Valentina was more active than Nunes. Valentina defended the belt more times in a shorter period of time than Amanda Nunes did in 5 years. Valentina won the flyweight belt 3 years ago and had more title defenses than Amanda Nunes in that amount of time. So yeah, and guys, I don't care what the papers or the books or the records say. I gave Valentina Shevchenko the win against Amanda Nunes in that rematch. Not only that, 95 to 99% of every MMA fan believe Valentina won that fight. I don't care. Shevchenko beat Nunes in that second fight. Also, the reason why Valentina should be considered the number one pound-for-pound fighter is because she already beat the current bantamweight champ, Juliana Pena. Not only did she beat her, Valentina stopped her. She armbarred the hell out of Juliana Pena's arm. Just about took Juliana Pena's arm off with her. Not only that, Valentina was fighting in a division that she has no business being in. Valentina, who is fighting in a division where she literally walks around at 135. I mean, heck, she even, WMMA addict said it himself. She had to eat food just to stay at that weight. You don't do that in a division. That's unheard of. Valentina was fighting girls way bigger than her. And the fact that she beat Juliana Pena, not only that, beat Holly Holm in a division that she has no business being in, that's pretty damn impressive. How many champs does Juliana Pena have wins over? None, except Amanda Nunes. Valentina has beaten more champions than Amanda Nunes. Or no. Yeah. Valentina's beaten more champs than Juliana Pena. Valentina beat Holly Holm, who was a former champ. Valentina beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who's a former champ. Valentina beat Juliana Pena, who's the current champ. She's beaten Jennifer Maia, who's a former champ. Valentina has more wins over champions than the other two women. Here, like right now, at this very point, I would say that Valentina Shevchenko is currently the number one pound-for-pound fighter. And for the reasons that I just said. I love Coach. He's a dear friend of mine. I love him to death. And, we don't always agree, but I disagree with him. Valentina's the number one pound-for-pound fighter, in my opinion. But hey, to each their own. Everybody's got their opinions, and I don't, it is what it is, and it's okay. If he doesn't believe that Valentina should be number one pound-for-pound, then that's okay. He has his reasons, but I have my reasons, and that's okay. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything. Heck, shoot, Coach is a huge Valentina Shevchenko fan, and he doesn't always agree with everything that she does. I'm a huge Valentina Shevchenko fan, and I don't co-sign everything that Valentina Shevchenko does or says. But I will say this. I believe Valentina is the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now because she's the most active champion. She's the most active fighter. She's always looking to fight. Valentina does not try to take time off. And not only that, Valentina does not pick and choose who she fights. Valentina says, I will fight whoever they put in front of me. That's a champion. A champion doesn't pick who they want to fight. A champion fights whoever's put in front of them. And a champion stays active. And a champion doesn't run their mouth. A champion keeps it real. They let their talking, they let their fighting do the talking. Remember 4 years ago when Valentina and Juliana Pena fought? Juliana Pena running her mouth, saying she's going to do this, take her back and choke her out, run her mouth. And when Valentina was interviewed about it, she said, Juliana Pena can talk all she wants, but when we get in the cage, it's just her and no one can help her. Valentina doesn't run her mouth. She lets her fighting do the talking. That's a champion right there. Trash talk, all it does is, sure, it hypes up a fight, but you can run your mouth, you can talk all the shit you want, but none of that matters until you get in that cage. I'm going to say it again. Valentina Shevchenko is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. This is Sports Princess. You tell me what you think. Y'all have a beautiful day, evening. I'm out.